Welcome back, students. A very good morning. Let us start with question number 3A from recent June 2025 CMA Intergroup 2 FM paper. And this question is all about computation of earnings per share, book value per share, dividend per share, and price earnings ratio. From the given information, we should compute all the four, and this question is for 7 marks, and the time expected is 10 minutes. So we should be clear that we can or we should able to do this sum in 10 minutes. First, I will take the basic notes on this, which is my working notes. My main answer is different. I am going to do the main answer separately. Working notes, first I will take my PBT in the question, which is here 24,46,000, and I'll reduce the tax. The tax is 60%, which is 24,46,000 into 60%. Tax is 14,67,600, leaving an after-tax profit of 9,78,400. Now this is called PAT. And now what we should understand is, in this question there is preference share capital. When there is preference share capital, dividend shall be first paid to preference before any payment of dividend that will give to equity. So here your preference share capital, preference shares are 10 lakhs capital and the rate is 9%. So your preference dividend comes to 90,000, leaving you an profit to equity shareholders as 8,88,400. So the thumb rule number 1 is first preference dividend, last equity dividend. So what we did, we took the PBT, we deducted tax, and we deducted preference dividend, and we arrived profit after tax and after preference dividend, which is available to equity shareholders. Now what we should do here is first answer. This is my main answer, main solution. Point number 1 is EPS. Sorry, the point number 1 is EPS, earnings per share. The formula is profit available to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. Our profit available to equity shareholders is 8,88,400 and number of equity shares 30. So my EPS is 29.61, which I rounded. This is my EPS. See the question here, 30,000 equity shares. So profit available is 888,400, number of shares 30,000, 29.61 is my EPS. The second point what they asked is book value per share. The solution here is net worth to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. Now what is net worth? It is a combination of equity share capital plus reserves and surplus. My equity share capital in the question is 30 lakhs. Let us go back and check the question. Equity share capital 30 lakhs and reserves, opening reserves are 22 lakhs. So I'm going back here. Reserves, opening balance 22 lakhs and current year retained earnings we should identify what is current year retained earnings. Let us see the question. Here, profit after preference dividend is 8,88,400 less equity dividend. How much equity dividend? On 30 lakhs, they declare 20%, that is 6 lakhs. So, the balance is after, see, from the profits, what we first did, we paid preference dividend, then arrived profit available to equity shareholders. From the profit available to equity shareholders, profit after preference dividend, we deducted equity dividend to see what is the amount retained in the business. This is retained in the business from current year profits. So, opening retained earnings are 22 lakhs and current year you retained 2,88,400. Total net worth available to equity is 54 lakhs 88,400, which is a combination of your equity share capital and your opening balance of reserves and current year retained earnings, which we computed here. Now, what is your book value? Net worth available to equity 54,88,400 divided by number of equity shares 30,000. So, the book value is 182.94. So, 2 points we finished. One is EPS, the second one is book value. Now, the third important point here is payout ratio. See, payout means how much profit you paid as dividend. The question here is you pay from EPS. Suppose say your EPS is here in this case 29.61. How much you paid dividend per share and how much you retained per share. I paid how much? 20%. So my dividend is 100 into 20%, face value in 20%, 20 rupees, and my retained earnings are 9.61. If you calculate here 30,000 shares into 20, 6 lakhs is what dividend paid, and 30,000 shares into 9.61, you retained the balance 2,88,400 rounded off because it is not 0.61, it is more. So out of this is 8,88,400, which is a combination of 30,000 shares into 29.61. So now what we did, this is my dividend, this is my retained earnings. Now the payout ratio is nothing but DPS by EPS into 100. Dividend 20 and EPS 29.61 into 100 is 67.54%. Means for every 100 rupees I earn, I am paying back 67.54% as dividend. In this case, I earned 29.61, but I paid only 20. So 20 by 29.61 is 67.54% is my payout ratio. So 3 steps, 3 points we computed, and finally the fourth point is price earnings ratio, which is nothing but market price per share divided by earnings per share. Your market price is given in the question, which is 200, and earnings per share we computed 29.61. So if I can replace this in the formula, 200 by 29.61, this is 6.754. So my market price is decided by my PE ratio. It says every 1 rupee earnings, the market price increases by 6.75 times. So 1 rupee earnings, market price will be 6.754. 29.61 earnings, 200 is the market price. To summarize the answer, point number 1, EPS 29.61. Point number 2, book value per share 182.94. Point number 3, dividend payout, which is 67.54%. And point number 4, your PE ratio, price to earnings, which is 6.754 times. This is the solution, a summary. With this, the solution is completed. What is very important in this question is you should understand the basic terminology of profit before tax must be deducted for tax before you declare dividend, and after tax you first give the dividend to preference, then you can give the dividend to equity. If profit after tax, after preference dividend, if there is amount less paid to equity than the profit available, in this case the profit available is 8,88,400, but we only paid to equity just 60,000, we paid to equity 6 lakhs, so we saved 2,88,400. that should be added to my retained earnings of the current year. This is a solution. Hope you find the solution very simple, and we should complete in 10 minutes time. I took more time to explain, but this solution you will get 7 marks, 7 out of 7 if you can complete and present the summary. Thank you. Let us meet again with another solution.